comes from everywhere. We can ask the fake. While desert overload.
You found like something digging out there. Look at that. I don't know. Yeah, kind of. Look how big that is. Cause this is, you can tell this is how they go down there.
You can almost see toes in that.
Okay, it looks like it's in, you know, where the line moves between the toes. You see, they jump down probably in here. It's not as good as jump down like 2 feet, maybe. See something slid, I reckon they could be water though. Sometimes you can't see the force because the trees in the way, right? Oh, we didn't get it being there. Okay, see you. That was cool, man.
He said this rock wall was here when his family bought the land in 1829, and this rock wall was already here. Doesn't look like much until you look around and you see that this branch right here, that kind of tree is nowhere near, which means it had to have been placed there. Out in the middle of nowhere, you find part of an old car. That's awesome. So here's an interesting little spot. This tree runs up, and if it had done this by itself, I think it would take a small tornado or something. There's no way that this limb bent on its own and went between those. No possible way. That's manipulation.
Whoop, whoop.
So here we're getting some weird sounds. Sounds like some talking off in the distance. We got a footprint right here. You can see the toes right there to the heel. Then right here is another big compression. Right there would be the heel. Up there would be the toes. And this just happens to be right next to an old rotted log that's slowly disappearing. Not only is that there, compression, print, and more rotting log. And if you look at this one, it's much cleaner. And then we also have a possible compression there. Be careful through here. Another rotting log. Myself and several other people at this point have a theory that they eat this rotting wood and that it's the major source of salt, basically. Very interesting area out here. Cedar tree, bottom side up, leaned up against the other tree. That's normal, that's natural, that happens on its own. Not. Possible old track. Another spot. No litter around it. Something's digging, but the litter isn't present around the tree. Here's another arch. You can see that tree's real young and it's jammed up underneath a tree that's obviously been there for at least 3 or 4 years, at least. That's been manipulated. We're finding these everywhere. You see this little arch, this bend here. This tree that's holding us down has been down for quite some time. And that smaller tree is newer. It's young, so it's been pushed and bended and manipulated to be underneath that and be held down.
Shells up there?
Yeah, lots of acorns. There's a rock clay. That was a huge stump. Hey, that was up that direction where we heard the leaf litter. There it was again. Huh? There was that thump again. 2 trees crammed in between the fork of one. Five minutes ago, it was the woods was full of life. The birds were chirping, crows were cawing. We got down to this little drop, and as we started to descend into it, it got really, really quiet. Just an oddity. You can see everything is smashed down right here. And I don't know if the camera's picking up the sound or not, but there's 3 blue herring nests right up there. You can hear the babies getting after it. This has all been kind of trampled down through here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4,
There's 3,
5, 6.
7.
A bunch of blue herrings nesting up in here, which is really cool. You don't see it that often. 7 or 8 nests all in this general area. You can hear them babies getting after it. Coming back out at the creek. Now we just got to find where we crossed or where we came through. This is beautiful down here. I've had a lot of rain over the past week. Everything's been flooded, so a lot of this, I'm sure, is washed out and doesn't look quite what it doesn't look like what it normally would. Beautiful though.
Here we go again. The sounds will take you there. Take a seat or stand. The sound comes from everywhere.